chat right now. We got
different. So there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of noise.
Why is everybody in slow motion?
Without further ado, let's bring on Chris. Further ado. But without further ado, let's bring on Lori. All right, guys, happy Friday. I hope you are all having a great day. Hope your plants are doing well. And I hope you're excited because we're getting really close to the holiday season. We just got back from Vegas. What an awesome trip to MJBizCon. It was BudTrainer's first time there. H, as you can probably see, is not beside me today. We're actually doing a bit of a different show because he's still hungover from Vegas. Just kidding. He's actually at a photo shoot. We're doing some new content creation just for Amazon. Poor guy had to grow actual vegetables for a change. Just because Amazon's not super cannabis friendly. Not that all of these social media platforms are super friendly to us anyways, but that's another topic. We had our Instagram account shut down for about 3 hours, so that was an interesting go. It's the second time they've shut down our Instagram account temporarily. We appeal it and we're back up and running afterwards. So I don't know what we're doing differently because I know a lot of our friends on Instagram are getting accounts shut down for good, but anyways, it's worth appealing if it does happen to you. And yeah, so very exciting trip. Like I mentioned, to Vegas, we got to see a lot of people. First of which was our partners for the GGC. We got to hang out with Victoria from ProMix. Got to check out their booth. Athena was also there. A huge crew from Athena. Got to see Taylor, who we worked with for the GGC, and then of course our friends at Seedsman were there. So it was amazing seeing those guys because they're so far away across the pond in the UK. So very fun time there. Saw the influencer crew that helped with the GGC. Mr. Grow It as well was part of that crew. So, these are guys that we get to see online all the time, but it's much different seeing them face to face and getting to hang out when we're off camera. So, if you guys have any questions for those of you who weren't there about, what it was like, if it's something that a home grower should check out, please do put them in the comments. I'll be checking in a lot in the comments today, but I also will be bringing on another friend who helped us out last week with the GGC pretty much prize announcements. So I'm going to bring our friend Mike back on. Mike, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, everybody?
We're back in snowy Canada. Does it feel good to be back, or you wish you were still in Vegas?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I got back problems, and that's what I grow my medicine for. And, I was in Vegas, and I'm like, after the plane ride, it was, and then it was like, I was there for a full week, 3-4 days before BizCon had started, because I like to get acclimated to the time change. And I was like, you know what, man? My back doesn't hurt that much. And then I'm like, it still hurts, but it's not bad. And then I got home, and I go, holy crap, my back really hurts. I'm like, I want to go back to Vegas. And that dry temperature, man, that dry, no humidity and warm is just, it helps so much. So, yeah, I wish I was still there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get as much gambling and as I would have liked to, but it's okay. It was a work trip. I'm sure you feel the same way a little bit. Dustin's asking how much the tickets were. I didn't handle that for us, so maybe you could answer that for him. I know it was a couple $100 at least.
So, listen, man, if you're thinking about going next year, you got to follow MJ Biz Daily. That's their IG, and they do like announcements all the time because they're going to start selling the tickets for next year's event soon. And when is the cheapest time to buy them? At that point, it ranges like it by the end of it, it's like, man, it's quite a bit more expensive than it is at the start. So I'm not sure the exact range, but I think it's like couple $100 and then it goes up to like $3 something, you know what I mean? So it's definitely advantageous to buy it early if you really want to plan on going. And the same thing with hotels. VRBO is a little bit different, Airbnb, that kind of stuff. This year we had a bunch of us, man. It was great. We had a big house. We all split the cost and it was amazing. But if you were to try to book a hotel anywhere from like 2 to 3 months out from it, it's a nightmare. It's like $300-$400 a night that week of especially there was a fight on the weekend, there was stuff. So earlier the better. If you were to try to get a hotel room that you could, if you want to do a hotel room, so you're just going by yourself, you can book a lot of them like on whatever the sites are, and they let you cancel it like a month in advance. So you know what? Put a small deposit down, get a hotel room booked before they realize that there's a conference going on, and you can save a bit of money there too. So it's all about early bird gets the worm here for sure.
Yeah, Amazon was also in town that week, so I think they had like 40,000 people from Amazon. MJBizCon, largest cannabis show in the world, and we had what 10,000, I think they were saying, roughly. One of which was Mr. Mike Tyson, so that was pretty cool. Did you get a chance to snap a few pictures of him, or were you gone already?
No, but you guys ran up ahead, and I was trying to catch up, and then by the time I got there, it was too big of a crowd. And then I seen some of the footage that Untrained Astronaut got. Man, he was up pretty close. He got some cool footage. With
Yeah, man, that was amazing. He was smart because he had the big setup with his camera, so I think he just snuck past security and made it look like he was part of the team creating content. So hats off to him. We saw an open opportunity and he took it. We were actually on our way out, and we started talking to a guy he was at the Advanced Nutrients booth, but he does like the home growing mushroom kits. So he was like talking to us. We're just kind of connecting, like the whole point of that conference is. And he goes, "If you guys want to hang out for 5 minutes, Mike Tyson's gonna come to our booth next." And so we literally were front line, and like by the time he came over, we were like right against the security and saw him. It was interesting, like all the news about the fight around him, and the hype around him, and like it was this big thing in the center stage of the world. But seeing him a few weeks later, like he's very introverted. Like he was very nice. He was taking pictures with people, but he was somewhat like reserved, I would say. So either the fight took a lot out of him, or he's just like naturally more of an introverted person when he's not on the big stage. But very cool to see him there. And yeah, there's a lot of cool vendors there. What was like your favorite vendor, you would say? Maybe something even not growing related.
Well, that's tough. I mean, that's to me, that's all the things I want to see, right? As a home grower, like, I mean, not everything's there. There's some cool like gummy making machines, and fucking there's some cool like processing stuff, and it's like, how much is that? And it's like, oh okay, yeah, jeez, I mean,
Yeah,
fucking
not
big
necessarily
dollars.
built for the home grower for sure. So like the
Yeah.
extraction machines would be nice, but I mean it would defeat the purpose, right? We kind of do this to save money, and then we're not doing it at that scale. I did bring a couple of my favorite take homes. I got to give a shout out to Beamer. They've been around since 2010, but this is a pre-roll cross joint, just like a roll. It's not filled with anything, obviously, because I had to bring it back on the plane. But I've never seen that before. Really cool packaging in the coffin, and it's a cross joint that you can just fill up with your own stuff. And then this Cones Factory, they put a lot of work into these sample packs here, and they have some of the coolest kind of pre-rolls I've seen, like all these different materials, wood tips, glass tips, and try not tip it all over, but
Oh, geez, yeah, look at
so
that.
like yeah, crazy variety. So very cool to check out some of that stuff. Again, not necessarily on the grower side of thing or the consumption side, but that being said, like there's three major sections of MJ BizCon, at least for last year or this past week. And it was the cultivation side, I think the extractions and processing side, and then there was the retail side, where you have like a lot of the paper companies and packaging companies and stuff like that. So yeah, very cool trip. We didn't have
It
a
was a bit
pool or
better laid out than the year before, in my opinion. It was like more of the stuff that you wanted to see together that would have been like in that retail section. They didn't have that last year. I don't remember anyways. It
Oh,
seemed
really?
like it was spread
Interesting.
out more. Like there was like
Hmm.
Puffco was here and like Dabex was like on the other side way at the far. It's like, nah, group those guys together, man. It's similar stuff, right? So I felt like anyways, and this I could be wrong, but this year it felt a little bit more in the right areas.
Well, I don't have that last year's data to go off of, Mike, so I appreciate that input because wasn't so lucky to go back to back. But I think this will be definitely our annual thing, guys. And Shout out to the people that we met at MJBizCon, people who came up to us and said they watch the show every week. Really love to meet you guys, take some pictures. So if you're planning a trip to Vegas anytime soon, maybe try to overlap it with the conference. I would say for somebody who's going just for fun, like you can see what you want to see in one day. Like you don't necessarily have to do a full week there. So, come drop in for a day. I would say Friday might be the better day to go because a lot of the booths are like wrapping up and getting ready to go home. So they're like, take anything you want. And like, it's a more chill day. Whereas the first day, like we wanted to see everybody that we, came to see. Right. So it was kind of more of a sprint. Right.
Yeah, that would be ideal if they could, for some smaller people like that don't want to spend that big ticket dollar, if they had a day pass. And maybe it's a little bit more expensive than it would be if you divided it by 3, but at least you can get in, you could see the stuff you wanted. But again, I don't work for MJBizCon, so what do they care about what I have to say? But that's just me. But yeah, no, it seems like I've only been the last 2 years, and the year before there was a bit of people there that was together. This year, man, it's gotten bigger and bigger. I think if we keep doing this, hey man, all of a sudden they're going to see and recognize the home growers there, and maybe they'll section off a home grower section in the retail section or something. You know what I mean? Like a wing or a whatever. That's my hope, anyways.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Well, another reason that you're on here with me today is because we've been kind of setting up for a competition, little friendly competition, a SOG competition, which is a Sea of Green. So I took clones right when I got back from Vegas. I think you did as well. And I got a quick video on the clone taking process. So we're going to jump to that in a little bit. Just a reminder, guys, we do have the grower show off portion of this where we invite you onto the show. So when we get back from this video here, we'll open that up. Would love to have some of the GGC competitors join up today and maybe tell us a little bit about your experience with the competition. We did announce that we're not going to be doing it next year. We're going to come back in 2026, do it more kind of like a World Cup kind of thing where it's every couple years instead of every year, just because it was a lot of work to set up the first one. It should get a bit easier in theory that we've done it once, but we want to make sure that it's a big thing that everybody's excited for. So we're going to take a year off and get to planning, and then we'll be back in 2026. So so we'll bring growers on in the second half here. We also have our giveaway $25 gift card to BudTrainer.com that we will do at the end of this episode. So yeah, I like the comment here from Victor. I love when the chat is full of people saying what's up instead of having side chats to do. We love when you guys come and hang out here. You can have your side chats here too, but always nice when we got the full attention. So let me present this fun video of me and H taking my clones. He's actually going to flower the mother plant, which I think is optimistic, we'll just say, because as you'll see from how many clones I took, she might not do so well. All right, guys, today is the day our mother plant is finally ready to take some clones, and I'm super excited because she's looking fantastic. Part of this process involves cutting off a bunch of branches. I'm going to do my best to leave some shoots for H because he wants to flower this mother plant after I ravage her and take 20 clones. So the process is simple, but it does intimidate a lot of newer growers because it does kind of seem like mad science. But essentially what we've got here is our rockwool cubes or cylinders, I guess. They have a little slit where you put your stem in. For them to create those roots, we're going to be using a ProMix stem root product, which we've been using for years to create clones. It's very reliable. And that helps promote the root growth in the rockwool cubes. They're going to go into the AC Infinity Clone Dome, be nice and warm, get enough light. Probably going to take 10 days to 14 days to actually create that root system, at which point we're going to transplant them into cocoa in bud cups, and we're off to the races. So let's get started here by putting on some gloves. Because we're going to be exposing the branches with a full cut, the risk of disease is somewhat high, so we want to make sure that we're not starting off on a bad foot with disease. After we glove up, we're going to transfer some of our stem root into a plastic cup because we don't want to be sticking our roots right into this bottle. Because again, that's another opportunity for contamination. So do this the right way so that we can kick Mike's butt. And I'm doing 20, so I'm going to need quite a bit of it. That should be good there. And if not, we can always add more. Now, because we're cutting off these branches' supply to the water source, it's very important to keep them moist. So after I cut, I'm going to douse them up and down underneath the leaves, on top of the leaves, and of course on the stem. Dip them in the rooting powder, and then put them in a rock wool cube, plop them down. You ready to get started? Let's take a look at the first one, and then I'll speed this process up because it could take quite a while. So if I take this one above the shoot, that might be a bit short, right? That one?
I think you'll be good. Yeah, it's very thick.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
So
got a
let's
lot of hormones there.
take that one.
Cut it on
like
an angle.
crazy.
Can give her a 45.
There we go. Give her a little 45 cut and spray. I'm going to spray inside the dome here because we're going to be spraying the dome again at the end just to make sure there's tons of moisture in there. A very high relative humidity. What are we looking at? 95% roughly, 99.
And the beginning, with the windows closed 100% because the clones don't have roots yet, so they don't have a way to pull the water. But the moment that roots start showing up, that's when we open those little vents to start the transpiration process.
Perfect. All right, time for the powder. Be very generous with this. And kind of looks like those candy sticks that you put the sugar on top of them and give yourself some diabetes. All right, we want to squeeze out the cube just a little bit because we don't want it to be soaking. We just want it to be moist. And then split it open, kind of like you're cracking an egg with one hand. Make sure that root powder is fully tucked in. And I don't leave a stem underneath. I don't know if there's a debate on that or not, but it's not how I do it. And we'll plop her in. Again, keeping in mind that a dome's going to have to go over there. The size of these fan leaves could be a problem. We're going to be running out of space.
We can also do a little cutting of the leaves.
Right, I have seen that. So I'll just
So
take
just
the tips
you
right
can just
off.
go right like it. Let me teach you a new one there, Kurt.
Yeah, this
Pull
is
them
the
up
thing for
all
me.
together like that.
Okay.
Now snip all of them together.
Oh,
Yep,
okay,
all
I
of that.
see it.
Lower. You can go above my hand here. Go just above mine. Yeah, right there.
Okay, not going to get the top of the plant.
Whoop. Nope. Take your hand off with it. Yeah, there we go. Go for it.
Okay. Look at that.
Yep.
Okay, look at that. I'm learning something while making the video, guys. You do not have to be a grandmaster grower to do this. But anyways, it's going to get a little boring. So I will see you on the other side of this time lapse. Awesome. So there is number 20 in there. Nice little hug from this Rockwell cube. Put it inside its home. We have 20 various shapes, sizes, thicknesses, stock. So we'll have to wait that 10 to 14 days to see exactly who our 16 winners are going to be. But until then, they're going to go inside of our AC Infinity Dome with the windows closed. Wiggler on right there. Look at that. Ooh, right there. Just one little leaf. That's okay. Close these dome vents. These are closed.
You can actually dump this water just at the bottom. Let's just open that side there. Right here. Just I got to get in just a little bit more. There we go. And then that way it keeps that really nice and humid in there.
Yeah, and then we'll have the heat mat underneath of it to keep that temperature and humidity exactly where we want it. So fun times, guys. H is gonna flower this poor lady. Thank you for all the clones.
For being a good mother.
Yeah. Sign of a good mother is sacrifice for your children. They will live on. Alrighty.
You just plug that in, right? So just push that plug. No, just push the plug in there. Yep.
Nice.
Perfect.
Alrighty, we are back. So, what do you think, Mike?
Listen, you had a nice plant to start with. When did you start that? It was from seed, was it?
That was from seed like 7 weeks ago. We were going to take the clones before we went to Vegas, but they just weren't quite big enough. Like some of them would have only been that big. I know you're doing more clones than me. I did 20 cuttings. I'm going to take the best 16 of them and yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a Bubba cheesecake from Seedsman, something we've grown in the past, which we really liked. So H is that's why he's going to want to flower that mother plant. I've never seen a mother plant flowered, but I feel like taking that many cuttings. I mean, he's going to give it a few more days in veg, but that many cuttings it's a lot of stress, right?
Sure, but there's going to be a lot of tops too, right? Because all of those you cut just above the next two, right? So there's going to be two
we
more.
Tried to leave at least one shoot for each spot there.
Yeah. If you want to take what I did, so that's like I was saying, cloning's fun, right? Cloning, there's so many different stupid ways to do cloning. It's ridiculous. I made my own like bucket and I drilled holes in it and I made like an aeroponic thing and it was cool. It worked. It wasn't great and it was 5 gallons. It was bulky. It was like, this is dumb. And then I bought like one that was meant like somebody made it, right? Because I want to see the difference. And I didn't have as much luck with it, but I was able to get underneath the light, put the, everything. But man, yeah, you're very close. So mine, I'm going to switch mics here real quick.
Okay. Mike's the mic man. Mike provided the mic for the GGC live at the ProMix booth. This guy's got all the gear.
Over, right? It's good.
I can hear you now. It's quieter though, for sure.
Yeah, it's not as good as a mic, right? It's on my gaming set. So this is what my mother looks like after. Now, it looked a little different. It was all thick and through here and stuff, right? And I'm trying to keep this plant around for a long time because I like this genetic, man. That's why I'm doing a full room of it. But I've definitely, and this is why I'm picking this plant. So I don't know. Let me get it in here. With my face, it's probably gonna, let me get in behind here, but you can see that the nodal spacing on this thing is intense. It's super tight. Like even on these small ones, you can see, look at, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in literally 2.5 inches, right? So if this plant was hunted, this is the Queen by Copycat, and I think it's one of his cuts that somebody got from somebody who got somebody, and it's crazy. So
you've taken clones from that multiple times, or is this the first time you've cloned that?
So I've taken a few off, but this is really just my mother just trying to preserve that genetics, right? So I've got that's the last time I cloned. These are all the same, but I got the AC Infinity one. It's not as big as yours, but this is the biggest amount of clones I've ever taken at once. You know what I mean? I've got 30 in here.
Yeah.
And even with the 30 in here, let me see if I can. Mine are like, yours are great. Like I love yours. And ideally, if I was going from seed, mine would have looked like that too, right? But because this is from a clone of a clone of a clone and how small it is, mine are a lot smaller. So this is the biggest one I have taken.
Yeah.
And I do a little bit different. So I like rock wool, but these ones I found better for me. So I did it. But I did the same thing, right? Push it up, Obviously, I missed that one, but
Yeah, that was a new one for me. That was tripping me out because I was not focused on where the top of the clone was, and I was like, oh, this guy wants me to cut the top right off. Like this does not seem right. But look at that. Yeah. You're a veteran at it. You've done clones more than I have. It's the first time I've done clones in probably a couple years, just because our friends at Seedsman send us so many seeds. We might as well just do it from seed. But yeah. So what do you use for like a rooting hormone for those?
so I have that. Your powder, right? That's the powder one you were using
Okay.
from ProMix,
Yeah.
right? I have that same one, that pink powder. Sometimes I don't have to do it for this strain. Why? Remember that strain I told you takes like almost a month to do? I've got it down to about 16 days, and it was by scraping. I never scrape the stalks. I'm not a big believer of that, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it because this thing is taking so long.
Yeah.
Went from 26 days down to 16, 15. I'm like, perfect.
Nice.
This one roots in about 5-6 days. It's insane how fast it roots. I don't just genetic, right? Like I had this in here, and like you guys closed all the. I do a little bit different. I don't add water right off the start like you guys do. I leave it dry. I mean, they're wet in the cubes. I close it up completely, 100% humidity. It's hot. I pull it off once a day, clean out the inside with paper towel, just get it, fresh air in there, and then put it back. Like I want to put this back now, anyways, because like my house is super dry, right? So I want to get some humidity back into it. But and then after 3 days, I open it up and let it do what it's going to do, and it still stays about 70% with the water that's in the cubes, and being the fact that it's only like 4 little small spots open, right? 2 on each side.
Yeah.
And then 2 on the top. And this one's hard, right? This one's like it's not bendable. I like this one. Nice and small.
Nice though. I like that, man. I've cracked like some of the cheaper ones, and just like when you buy something, you want to keep it forever. Like, I don't know. That's me at least.
So here we have a good chunk of
the Bumblebee setup too.
Yes, sir. So I am going to be. I know I did 30, and I'm going to take 24. Let's say that something doesn't happen. Well, I'm going to have to take less than 24, but I'm pretty sure it's going to root well. And I'm going to do them in the cocoa. You're doing cocoa as well, right?
Yeah, I'm excited actually. I spoke to ProMix, and their cocoa product's going to come out this year. So in the next couple months, we'll have loose cocoa, one with perlite, one without perlite from ProMix. So that's going to be exciting.
You do perlite, right?
What's that?
This is back on. It's good. Like you can hear me. So you do perlite, right, in yours, and I just do straight cocoa.
Well, I have perlite in mine, but I also reuse my cocoa, so I'll rebuffer it after I harvest. So it's a short process. I found this awesome YouTube video. I wish I had it saved right now to share, but I would want just the straight cocoa to mix with that, because the perlite always remains after a grow, whereas some of the cocoa material will be broken down. So it'd be nice to just refill that with some more cocoa. We do have a couple guests backstage. Wapoo Willie is waiting to come on, so let's bring him on as well and see some more friends.
Can you hear me?
Hello there. How's it going? Yeah, we can hear you.
Wonderful. So I got my autoflower tent.
Beautiful.
That should be Gelato 41, I think, right here. This is GMO. Not sure who made them. They're free. Then
well, that's always nice.
I built this room to start.
That's really cool. Okay.
Be a cookies gelato by Royal Queen. Photo period. Just transplanted that yesterday.
Looking good. Is that cocoa there? Or is that
Yeah, Coco Loco by Fox Farms is what I use. Then I got the AC Infinity. Pretty much all of mine are them SIP buckets by AC Infinity.
Nice.
I run the California Lightworks solar system in here. You can tell the blue color.
Yeah, good for veg, eh? Yeah, it's nice.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. Then I got a photo period tent here. 2 gushers. Forget what we
training going.
Oh yeah, yep. I just ordered a bunch more clips. I'm running out. Got the bud huggers.
At that point, you should be just knocking some walls down and making the whole basement a couple segmented rooms, I think.
Oh yeah, I've thought about putting a wall up here to get more of a lung room. Seal it off
Yeah,
from the
I
rest
think
of the
that's the
house.
next step. Yeah.
Then here's my other autoflower tent. Stunted this one, but it turned out okay.
Got
And this
you.
is Fast Buds purple punch maybe.
Nice. Did you do some early training on those at all?
The
Doesn't look like
autoflowers,
the top end.
none. No
Yeah.
training
No.
at all. Just these two photos. I topped them. I got to train this one here yet. Maybe later tonight or
Mhm.
tomorrow. I got to flip them to
Very
flower in
cool.
about a week. It'd be week 5.
Yeah, those things are going to be massive.
Yeah, probably better do some training here. It's starting to shade out.
Little default for sure. Yeah.
Or yeah, default, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
man,
them
it's
just
them
all
got,
good. I
lower
like
ones
how
will.
clean your setup is. What's that,
oh
Mike?
yeah, you got to keep it clean.
Yeah, once you
Yeah.
take them big leaves off, man, them secondary ones, woo, they got going, baby.
Right, yeah, I'm worried that they'll stretch too much inside there, but we'll see. Then I
I
got
like
my
how you got the two of them.
dry tent right
That's
there. That's empty right now.
smart. Smart to
Yeah,
have the
then
drying only tent. Yeah.
got my trim table. Got my Christmas present there.
Oh, nice.
Those things look awesome. I am jealous. I want one for
I
myself.
I haven't tried it. I just seen the cookie sheets are too covered in trichomes when you're done to waste them. And then there's
Yeah.
my
No, I
little.
always use like just big bins and throw it in there, but it's nice to have something a bit more purpose built.
Yeah, that's just my little seedling. What is it? 2x3 propagation tent.
Yeah. Man, you got enough tents for like a mini, craft cultivation going.
Yeah,
It's
I cut my
amazing.
TV, cut my monthly TV bill, so then I could afford a
Yeah.
tent or a fan or whatever a month last
Elec-
year.
Yeah.
electricity bill, man. You got. I like how you got the two Evo 3s there, so you can adjust the heights there. I like that.
Yep, yeah, this is set at level 8. Both autoflowers are. I don't know, it's about 2 feet away, and that's level 6, and that's probably 18 inches away.
Nice. I'm jealous,
Very
sir. You
cool.
have
How long have
lots
you
of
been
room.
growing?
Pretty much 1 month after Minnesota legalized. So last
No
August.
way.
Killing it.
Okay, man. You went full out. I love that. That's amazing.
Yep. Oh, it's so fun. So glad I
Man,
cut my
that's
TV.
blowing my mind.
Yeah, you cut your TV and dedicate what time you put into that, into growing. And yeah, learning how to grow. Here's my
Hey,
little,
man, all you need is an internet connection, right?
there's my helper,
Yeah.
my
Man, that's
fertilizer.
awesome. That's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's
So
all
have you
my.
been thinking about growing for a long time and just legalization was kind of getting in the way for you?
Oh yeah, we joked about it, always through college. I'm 43, so for 20 years, like, man, just think if you could do that and what it'd be like. And yeah.
That's interesting. So, I mean, this shorter time, like, have you been watching kind of videos and stuff for the last few years? Because like this is you've
Yep.
dove in with
So yeah,
your
when I
whole
cut my
yeah.
TV, I subscribed to Mr. Grow It, I Can TV, the DGC. You guys, I've watched all your videos.
Heck yeah, man. This is an amazing story. Amazing story.
Yeah, as
So you
you can
guys
see
don't sit
from.
on the sidelines, just go out, buy 4 tents, a veg tent, and a full trimming setup, and you can be just like this. Because wow, just and absolutely clean too. Like obviously a lot of pride in setting this up. So I see a full grow room in your future, sir, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I got what is it, 3-gallon pots from you coming, so I can try, a few more plants in like a 4x2. What is it you said? The Scrog Sea of Green is a bunch of little.
Yeah,
Is
Sea of Green Sog. So just SOG. That's where you
that
have
the
a
one?
bunch of
Yeah,
little plants.
right.
But the Scrog would be just one plant into like a 4x4 like Northern Scrogger does. Which I mean, you should try both. You should try everything. I would even suggest even trying, the BudTrainer method on your autos. H did a full kind of grow along with a few people where he transplanted and topped autos and trained them. So a lot of people don't transplant autos. Definitely don't top them. Obviously, you don't want to stress out autos because then they'll, end up being quite small. You're not going to get a lot of yield. But if you do it properly, you can actually pretty much do exactly what you do with photos.
Yeah, I can't believe how
Yeah.
these turned out for autos. That's just
Yeah, they're
thick.
praying. I've never seen them like that high
Yeah, and that's
with
only
the
level 8. I had it at
yeah.
level 10 and went, whoa, that is way too much.
Yeah. A little light stress at that intensity. Very cool. Well, we have another Michael waiting to come on here, so thank you so much
Oh, no
for
problem. Thank you
jumping
guys for
on.
having me.
Yeah, have a great weekend, man. We'd love to see some progress. Come on in the next couple weeks if you can. We'd love to see you again.
Sure, sounds good. Thanks for having me. And you guys have a great day.
Friday,
All
baby.
right. See you later. All right. Mike, you get to meet Michael.
Michael.
What's
Michael,
up, Mike?
welcome. I hope you're hanging around.
Oh yeah, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. How's it
Okay,
going, man?
great. It's going pretty good. Mike, I was on with you probably a couple of days ago. I had asked you a question about gaming, and you was like, "Yeah, I don't do that no more." But anyway,
Oh, I game.
Mike
What are you talking about? Wait a
doesn't
minute.
do it
Whoa, whoa.
anymore.
No, whoa, whoa. That
I
you were
don't know
talking to a
about
fake
that.
account. That was a fake
no,
account or
no,
something.
no, that was you, brother. That was you all day long.
Oh, I'm gaming. I
I was
game
on your
today, baby.
live. I was on your live.
We got a controversy here.
I don't even remember the last. Yeah, I'm in, man. Let's do it.
What are you
You
trying
play?
to play, Michael?
Okay, so so Kurt, remember I did the transplant on
Yeah.
this show. So here's the
Yeah.
two. Here's the two that were transplanted. Wanted to give you guys an
Right.
update. Remember right here, and Mike, I know what you mean about the nose spacing, man. Look at this strawberry cough.
Mm-hmm.
You see that tight nose spacing?
Yeah. It's gonna be a good big plant, baby.
Oh man, I want cuttings so bad. Oh my goodness.
You didn't flip yet, though, right?
Well, I just
To
flipped it
flower?
yesterday. Yeah, so they're
Okay.
starting. I flipped them yesterday. See how bushy this one is? This is skunk berry. So she's really, really bushy. I've been defoliating, but
That new growth is gonna explode real soon.
Oh yeah, I know. And then look at here. So here's strawberry cough. So I got more coming up from here. So I trained it right here to get those to kind of extend out a little. Well, let me see. It's hard to. There we go. Right there. See the ones right here?
Yeah.
That one and that one. Yeah. And then this one right here is going to be my AAC competition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is the green crack. This was the first strain that ever grew. And I tell you, I've gotten good at it now with the help of Grow Dots.
Is that an auto?
This is an auto. This is Fast Buds.
Okay.
Green
Gotcha.
crack auto. And I also have a green crack photo in here too. See it right there in one pot. And remember, Kurt, we were talking about this, and you guys are like, "Hey, Mike, don't be surprised if that auto takes over the photo."
Yeah.
Well, the photo said,
Yeah, it's reaching out though. It's
"Look
fighting
at that, man."
fighting for light real estate for sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to train it to the point where it'll kind of start coming out, so I'll get that even canopy. So that's what I'm doing there with the bud clips.
Gotcha, man. Well, they're doing really well. I've only grown 2 plants in one pot once before, and it looked bigger than the ones that were just one plant, but both plants combined in equal one either. So it's an interesting
Yeah,
experiment. They will survive, like if you're giving them enough nutrients and the soil's
in the
rich,
right
like
environment. Yeah.
just you might just not want to veg it for super long, like keep it to 5-6 weeks max. But no, it's looking good, man. It's
Cool.
looking good. And again, yeah, you did that live transplant with us, which was really impressive. It's takes a lot of courage to come on here and do that stuff live. I remember H has had some moments when we were trying to do lessons live and he'd like break a branch or something like that. And it's funny.
Yeah, you saw mine. Mine was nice and quick and smooth. I've been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah,
So
you fired it in there. It wasn't even
yeah,
it was quick too. Like it's quick chores. Everybody says like people who are not really into training and doing all this extra stuff think it takes so much extra time, but it's kind of relaxing, I think, and it's not that much time if you think about the whole process combined. So
right. So what I was
yeah.
trying to show you guys here is I got Granddaddy Purple.
Yeah.
Well, Granddaddy Purple. Then I got Rogan Blue from Night Owl Seeds. And then I have a little custom cocoa I put together. This is my what is it? The can of cheese. So this is the Mephisto can of cheese, and then we got golden Oreos, and then this baby hasn't popped yet, but this is going to be which one was this one? ROG. God, I can't even remember. Oh, Ripley's OG. That's Ripley's OG.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Cool.
so a couple of Mephistos. Then I got one
Is
from
that a
ILM.
frosty lid?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, but
Oh,
this one hasn't popped yet, so I'm waiting on that baby to pop.
Yeah, it's the perfect size lid though. We should buy some off McDonald's.
Dude, this is my favorite right here. Great Debo. Oh my God, the last
Very
time
cool.
I did this was a monster.
Yeah.
I got
Nice. So
two.
do you have another tent for flowering or just the one right now?
For flowering, actually, I have
Like where are you
two
gonna
in
keep
flower.
your seedlings if you're in flower now? You have another
So
spot?
yeah, I have a 4x2 Vivo Sun. So this is my AC
Beautiful.
Infinity 4x4. This is the one with the new
Nice.
light that I just got.
Very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, man, coming along, and I definitely wanted to update you guys on this because I was very impressed. I had these two in my 2x2. So I have my 2x2 AC Infinity that I use for drying, and then I got my 4x2, which I have my Earth box in there. That's got Dead by Dawn Genetics Jackal
oh,
growing right
nice.
now. She's in flower, and then I got this 4x4. So I'm trying to, you know how we get the bug and we just need more.
Yeah. That's why I have a grow
If
room now
anybody
instead
knows,
of
Mike
tent.
knows.
Just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mike,
no, that's awesome. Do
I
you
love
remember
getting hit by
exactly when you
those.
were on last time?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember exactly. I was trying to get on last week, but I forgot you guys were at
Yeah, we
MJBizCon.
didn't do the guests. That was a fun one
Yeah,
anyways. Yeah.
yeah.
Who
So
was on when he did that transplant? It was what was it, 3 weeks ago, maybe? If it wasn't last week, because MJ BizCon, the week before, the week
But
before
that
that,
whole
really.
it was about
autoflowers,
4 weeks
like,
ago. It was probably about 4
yeah.
weeks ago. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Anyways, guys, go
Yeah,
back and check that out so you know what we're talking about, and then you can see the progression of these plants and the experiment of planting multiple cannabis plants into one pot. So it can be
freaking
done.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming back on, Michael. Come back on and give us an update in flower with those two especially. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it'd be cool to see what's happening in your tents in flower.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. All right, man. Have a great weekend. We have Hazy Susan Scrogger in the house, so we will bring on Hazy Susan
Yeah.
Scrogger. Wow, what
There
do we
is
have here?
the 5x5. This is like the reverse solo cup challenge. I got a 3-gallon cocoa, and it went crazy.
It's massive.
Yes,
It
it's
is
incredible.
massive.
But these things are just stacking in here. I'm on day 13 of flower, so I
Nice.
should be all right.
So
Yeah,
still gonna get a bit bigger. You already did a bit of a lollipopping, I guess, eh?
yeah. I've been trying to keep it clean underneath, and then keeping all the smaller junk trimmed
Did
up.
you top that or just an LST? It's hard to see
No,
there.
just a LST. It
Okay,
was just a
nice.
clone. I just bent it under this net pretty much, and it just took off. It did.
Yeah. How long did you have that in veg?
It was probably 6 weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where you had your
That's,
GGC cup, right? Right in there.
Yeah. Yes. Which I just got my first thing from
Oh,
my ring
nice.
for 8th
Oh,
place.
nice.
Yeah. This thing
That's
shipped like
awesome.
overnight. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting on a bunch more stuff. This book is crazy though.
No. That book was one of H's favorite things about us getting hooked up with Athena. It's a very cool handbook with all not just the nutrient schedule, but a whole lot more than just that for sure.
Yeah, there's Bruce Bugby's in there. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
Very cool.
But, yeah. I'm
It's
excited.
like I want to call it the hula hoop grow because that's kind of what it's reminding me of. And it's on the spinner. I guess it's more of a lazy Susan then. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
see,
this
he's got
is
those.
Rainbow Belts 2.0 from Archive in Portland. So I'm excited about it.
Should be
pretty darn good.
Thought you were gonna get on he's got those things that you see, those little nubs he's got around the circle. He can put another level of trellis on top. Thought you were doing that. You didn't get to it yet.
I'm lazy, man. I'm struggling here. But no, I will here in the next this weekend, hopefully. It's gonna be interesting trying to get the net over all of this.
I can't wait to see it in when it's in late flower and they're just falling over each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, I'm glad. Have you run Athena before?
No, never have. So I've only done Floraflex pretty much.
Gotcha.
So hopefully it's about the same.
We've noticed a big difference, like from using Athena. They've got it dialed in. They use that really high EC too, but yeah, if you can keep flushing it and keep it from getting a lockout, you're gonna see some good results.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, congrats again on making it to the top 10 of the GGC. Hopefully,
heck yeah,
you'll be looking to do even better in a couple years when we run it back, and all that experience to go off of now. It's like the people who didn't join in because they were worried that they weren't going to win. I mean, you miss out on the experience, right? You got to lose one to win one sometimes. So
yeah. And out of the 3 that I had started, I chose the 1, and that ended up being the runt of the 3. So
yeah,
next time.
That's how it happens sometimes, right?
It was funny.
Yeah. Anyways, that's very good. Well, thanks for jumping on. I think we should get a giveaway probably, and come back on in a couple weeks. I'm sure H is going to really enjoy checking this thing out too. But he couldn't make it today, so cool, man. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it. See ya.
All right, guys, let's do a giveaway. So proud of us, Mike. We did 50 minutes without H, so he's smart, but he's not. It's not always necessary. We got this.
We got the prettiness factor down, baby. You know.
Yeah, prettier faces today. I'm just kidding. H is probably watching this at home, being like, "These guys are just talking trash behind my back." Okay, let's do #SOG because we are sogging. 16 clones preparing the roots. 20 clones rather. 4 not going to make the cut. And how many are you running again, Mike?
I have 30, and I'm going to get down to 24, hopefully.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, guys, #SOG in the comments. You'll be entered into a giveaway for $25 gift card to budtrainer.com, which would make a very good Christmas gift too. So if you already have gear for yourself, consider gifting it to one of your friends that grow, maybe even somebody who hasn't grown, who would potentially want to buy a bunch of tents and jump into it. Like our guest earlier today, Wapoo Willie. He's only been growing for a couple months. And how many tents did he have there? 4 or 5?
And then a little room 6, like, yeah, man. Like,
yeah, I love it though. I love it. Why not go that hard into it? Because here's the thing, if you don't jump into growing like that and you have a bad first run, you might give it up. But if you actually commit and learn from people in the community and ask the right questions, you can get right into this. I will probably be growing for the rest of my life. It's that much fun. I actually enjoy the growing part more than the consumption part at this point.
it's a good little relaxer. You get in there, you talk to your plants, you're making sure they're doing all right, as long as it's not too much backbreaking work. But you're right, man. As
long as the plants don't start talking back, we're just
yeah. And listen, he's got enough tents to try different things in each one. Like you were saying, hey, why don't you try training that thing? Well, you train it in that one, you can lower the light, keep it nice and tight, and yeah, man. Jealous. He's got a nice, clean, big room, man.
Yeah, I'm jealous of how clean he kept his space, because mine is not like that. I have lots of work to do before I can take those clones, put them into bud cups, and do the SOG for the first time. I don't know why I did this to myself, because I grew alongside the GGC contestants, and keeping something like that alive is a challenge for sure. But I guess we're not going to be vegging as long, and we have 16, so if 1 or 2 die, it is what it is. All right, you ready to run this, Mike?
Yeah, man, hit the draw, baby. Hit a draw.
Let's go. I only have 2 tents. It's okay, man. 2 tents is good. 4x4 and a 2x4, but you can definitely add a 2x2 eventually. Florida Man Jack. It's a repeat winner, actually. We had Florida Man Jack won a few weeks ago, actually when the hurricane was happening. So he won then, which was hopefully the turn of his luck, and he's won again. So just in time for Christmas. Florida Man Jack, if you do recall, I just need you to email hello@BudTrainer again, so that we can send out that gift card. And to everybody else, I see Barb's in the chat. Her Bills are still doing really well, hoping that they do well in the playoffs this year. Are you a football guy at all, Mike?
I'm a Raiders fan. It's kind of hard. I've been a Raiders fan
now.
Oh, no. I'm diehard, man. Bo Jackson got me hooked on the Raiders back in the early '90s, and he was only there for like 2 years. But that Tim Brown, there was a lot of people on that old Raiders team that made it good. But
yeah, I mean, I grew up and the Raiders were the cool team to be cheering for. But yeah, I mean, this year we got Detroit and Buffalo, so both somewhat tied to the Canadian market, doing well. So hopefully we can see something like that in the Leafs' future as well, as far as playoff success. I'm sure you would love that too. And on that note, anything you want to say before we wrap this up, Mike?
Leafs suck. That's number 1, and number 2, yeah, man, this SOG thing is going to be. I'm try something new, try something different, try something whatever. I'm excited, man. It's I have done this a long time ago, a little bit different, so it is going to be new, still exciting, and still whatever. So, and I'll be coming on Fridays here, obviously, to talk a little smack, a little back and forth smack, baby.
Yeah. All righty, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, our last episode before Christmas. And then who knows, maybe we'll take a little break. But until then, we'll see you later. Happy growing, and enjoy the weekend.